But if you look at the word ERP, there are just three key words in that sentence or in that line of word. One is enterprise. Enterprise here means a business. Two is resource. Resource basically talks about the tools, the customers, the employees, and the systems and tools that are used within that business. And planning, like we all know, is making sure that you put strategies and processes in place to be able to drive, how that business delivers its value. But let's look at a more defined term on what ERP is. So basically, ERP is a suite of integrated applications that manage core business process across an organization. So it's when we say applications, there are tools, there are models. So you can see in my screen, you have SAP, you have Dynamics, you have Oracle. These are all tools that you can use, sorry, to manage business activities. So when you bring in business activities into these tools, then you are actually using an ERP. Of course, sorry, just a second. Of course, for more detailed understanding, ERP is a software system that helps organizations streamline their core business processes, including finance, manufacturing, supply chain, sales, and procurement. So it's a software that you bring in to basically help you streamline things and make things a little bit more easier and faster and quicker. Also, it comes with this unified view of activities and provides a single source of truth. So we don't want systems that are sitting differently, doing different things. We need an integrated system that can give us that single view of how the business is faring. So that's what we call ERPs. And those who work with ERPs are called ERP consultants. Of course, there's so many reasons why it's important, but here you can see that finance requires ERP to enter their day-to-day transactions and close their financial books. Sales need ERP to manage all customer orders. Logistics rely on well-running ERP to deliver the right products and the right service to customers. Procurement utilizes ERP to source for goods and services. Accounts payable people need ERP to pay suppliers and a whole lot more. So it's important, very important. If you look at my screen, you're going to be seeing the core ERP module. So modules are basically functional areas within a business. So any business you work into, we have departments, and ERPs are divided into that department in quotes. So if you go to a typical office, you have people in sales, you have people in customer relationship, you have people doing procurement, you have people in HRO, you have people in inventory, in production. So that's just the way you have it in a physical company. That's how you have it in a system. So a system will have modules that handle these different departments in a company. So for example, if the company has HRO department, in the ERP, you need to take the HRO module or the HRO software in that system to handle the HRO department in that office. If the office has procurement, you need to pick the procurement side of the system to handle the procurement side of that company. So that's the idea behind ERP, really, is to make sure that the system can manage the business processes or the business activities. Of course, we have different types of ERPs. We have ERPs that are sitting in the cloud. By cloud, mean you can work with it from anywhere you are. We have ERPs that are on premise. You have to be in the office to use them. We have ERPs that are hybrid. They are both cloud and on premise, so you can swap. We have ERPs that are industry-specific ERPs, where you have ERPs based on industry. For example, you have medical ERPs that focus on managing patients and patient history. You have ERPs in hospitality, that you have even ERPs for churches that is specific to to the religious space or to churches or mosques, really. So that's what we call industry specific ERPs. And of course, we have benefits of ERP system, which we might not be able to go through, but just to rush through, enhanced decision making, cost savings, better customer service, scalability, and a whole lot of them. So when you have time and the video, you can go through some of is when the company wants to use a particular system or ERP, how do they make that decision? So key considerations when choosing an ERP. One is, does the ERP meet your business need? Is it business focused? Two is it scalable? Can it adopt to your changing requirements or changing needs within a business or changing customer needs? Three, does it support integrations? Can other applications plug to it such that it can give you that centralized view? Then, of course, the budget, is it within your budget? So these are key considerations people need to look at when deciding to get an ERP system. Okay, I think we've talked about that. Then we have some major ERPs that some of us are already aware of. Some of us will need to do some research about them. One is called SAP. SAP is one of the most popular in the world, um, and very robust. Yeah. And the strength is used for large enterprises and complex industries. We have Microsoft Dynamics, which is also quite popular. It's a Microsoft. Of course, you know Microsoft applications like Word, Excel, and the rest. Yeah. So that same company has an ERP, and it's used for mid-sized companies. We have Oracle. These are not all the ERPs, please, but these are the major ones that control a share of the market. We have Oracle is used for mid to large size enterprises, and it's finance driven. We have Sage. Sage is mostly within the SMEs, really, but it's quite popular also in Africa. Yeah, so these are some ERPs. I might not have time to go through each of them and what is best for and their features, but you can see what is best for and hopefully if you're in a business and you think you want to improve a process, you want to use an ERP, you kind of understand now these different ERPs and what they mean. We have a lot of ERPs, but these are quite the popular one. I wish I'd had time to really show you what this ERP looks like. I'm not sure I have the time, but for the sake of people who want to see them, let me show you what they look like, really. Okay, let me just start this. This will take some time. Let me show you Sage, and let me show you the famous SAP, just to give you a view of what they look like. Okay, so this is just a very sharp run around. So this is, for example, what you're seeing on the screen is SAP. Although it's on ECC screen, but this is SAP really. And you can see how robust SAP has. If I go to logistics, for example, you can see all the business process that SAP manages in from equipment to tools to material management, governance, sales and distribution. And one thing you should know is we need consultants for all of this. So you can only sit on one module really. That's why we have specialization within SAP. It's either you're a finance person, you're a business process person, you're a logistics person, you're a sales person, and all these are core modules within SAP. So it's a very large system. If you're within this finance stream, if you go to account, you're going to see these are the core modules in accounting: financial accounting, supply chain, controlling, central finance. These are all business processes. So the company will need to decide which of these modules are good for them. If you go to human resource, we also have HRO, core activities in HR, personnel management, time management, and all that. And of course, this is one of the most SAP as at some weeks ago was valued as the most valued company in the world. And a consultant in SAP is a big deal. I mean, it's a very big deal. Consultant in SAP, you would basically, you're no longer local. Let me just use that, because companies that use it are already global companies. So you definitely sit within global opportunities. So it's very, very important. Just like Doc shared her story. Um, and I also shared my story how once I got certified, I started getting opportunities from bigger companies, not even, I started getting very good opportunities from big companies. But this is why, because this system is widely used. When I researched, 80% of Fortune 500 companies in the world sit on SAP. So it's a very huge system. For those who want to see, this is Sage. Sage is a smaller system for SMEs, so you can see some of the core modules in Sage and how how Sage actually do their transactions, customers, suppliers, items. If you want to look at Microsoft Dynamics, which is also a very good ERP system, you can see all the core modules in Microsoft Dynamics. So the idea is that for in each of these ERP system you find yourself in, or you're a consultant in, the most one thing that stands out is you have actually set yourself up to really to play globally if you sit on any of these ERPs. So you can, just like Doc said, get involved in project in across Europe, across Africa, across Middle East. For me, I have I'm in a project that spans through to 27 countries already. We have done implementations for Saudi, for Germany, for the UK, for the US, and these things require travel. So from time to time, once you sit on these platforms, traveling is something that comes with it's part of what comes with the perks. And I can't say much how this has opened doors for me, or the opportunity this has created. It didn't come easy, but everything is like that. For you to succeed in anything, you need to pay the price for it. So this is just giving you an idea of what this ERP looks like, and how they work and how you can use them. But most companies, these interfaces, I'm already familiar with them. I currently work with a company that uses Dynamics. I have worked a lot with SAP. I've implemented a lot with Sage. So we have people here who have used other systems like Workday, and the rest of them. But this is just to give you an overview of what this system looks like. Okay, I think we're wrapping up now. So just give you, I couldn't go deep into details. Maybe when we have another session. Of course, the key thing that is now a big deal is